Alright, welcome back. We're continuing the Dragon Ball movieverse with the 5th movie, Cooler's Revenge. I want to jump right into it, but if you haven't seen any of the other ones, make sure you check them out right here. And hey, doesn't hurt to subscribe or like this video. And with that being said, let's do this. After the events of Lord Slug, it is seemed that both Goku and Piccolo has come to peace with each other. Goku continues to bond with his son by doing another of his many camping trips. The father-son duo find themselves camping with the likes of Bulma, Yamcha, Krillin, Oolong, and even Icarus. In the background, Piccolo hangs around. There's become a sense of unsaid forgiveness and friendship since that battle with Lord Slug. He doesn't quite interact with the others, but they certainly know that he is there. As most of them are enjoying themselves, Yamcha and Bulma find themselves bickering, going back and forth about their relationship, bringing tension to this trip. Bulma simply doesn't trust Yamcha. No matter what he tries, he can't seem to make up for any of his wrongdoings. A meteor crashes close by, and the gang goes to investigate. When they reach the crash site, it is actually a space pod. Goku notices that it has similarities to Turles' ship. He is immediately on the defensive. When the pod opens, they find an unconscious warrior they've never met. Piccolo warns them that he must be connected to the other Saiyan that they had met before, but Krillin says that there's no evidence of a tail anywhere. Goku reminds them that both him and Gohan no longer have their tails. Before they can continue, they sense another presence close by. Within seconds, 3 different warriors attack. Goku and Piccolo have very little problems with them, but it is Gohan, Krillin, and Yamcha who struggle the most. Before any of the fights can end, a strange alien appears before them. He swears that he will have his revenge. He shoots a blast at the capsule, and Goku tries to reflect it. Unfortunately, it hits Goku and knocks him into the pod. The two go flying into a nearby river. The attacker blasts them a second time, causing the river to look deformed. The group of fighters say that there's no way they survived that blast, but the unknown alien makes it clear that he believes they're still alive. He orders them to find their enemies. As the water goes over their heads, Goku takes the warrior out so that he doesn't drown. Goku is hurt badly but is able to get him to shore. The gang find them and bring the two to a nearby cave. Piccolo tells Gohan that they need some senzu beans. He would do it himself, but he doesn't think that they'll actually give it to him. So they decide that Gohan will take off to go find the beans, but Piccolo will be his escort, traveling close by. As Goku tries to rest up a bit, Bulma finds herself trying to ignore Yamcha by taking care of the new wounded warrior. The space fighter comes in and out of consciousness, all while seeing Bulma take care of him. Yamcha finds himself with Krillin guarding the front of the cave. Yamcha complains about Bulma and how she is getting chummy with this alien. Gohan travels to the lookout, but Korin gives him some trouble. He gives up, but Yajirobe bypasses the cat. He throws the boy some beans, and Gohan heads out on Icarus. But as they continue back, the dragon gets tired. He seems like he won't be able to make it. The boy gives his pet a senzu bean, and Icarus takes off in a fury. Unfortunately, this new high speed alerts the enemies. They appear behind the boy, and an enemy named Salza shoots the dragon in the back. The two go barreling down towards the planet. Gohan hops off and catches his pet. Immediately, warriors named Dore and Knees attack Gohan. As stated before, Piccolo was not far away, and he quickly makes his presence aware on the battlefield. He tells Gohan to head out. Dore rushes at Piccolo but misses. Piccolo is able to overcome him quickly. Knees tries to step in to avenge his fallen comrade. At the cave, the man from space gains just enough consciousness to explain that his name is Vegeta. Similar to Turles, Vegeta calls Goku Kakarot. He explains that after Turles left his planet, he joined up with him and a couple other Saiyans, including Kakarot's brother. Vegeta began to explain what happened next, but before he could truly go on, he fell back to being unconscious. Dora gets up and tries to chase Gohan. The Green Guardian shoots a blast that begins to follow the villain. All of a sudden, the enemy passes the child while trying to get away from the attack. But with no luck, the attack catches up with Dora. As the alien is blown up, Piccolo finds himself fighting Salza. Knees shoots a blast straight at their nemesis. It begins to shock the Namekian. Salza takes off towards the child and leaves the battle to his comrade. Piccolo reveals that he's actually faking the pain and grabs Knees' head. The shock transfers to his enemy and fries him to a crisp. Immediately, Piccolo shoots a couple blasts at Salza to try to stop him from catching up to Gohan. Salza knocks them back, but then begins an ongoing battle with the Green Protector. Their fight begins in the sky, but quickly is taken to the forest. The two go head to head. After several attacks, they find themselves in the sky again. Out of nowhere, Salza's boss shoots Piccolo right through the chest. As he drops, he sees the alien before him. Before Salza can find him, Gohan reaches the cave. He quickly runs in and gives his father and this new warrior, Vegeta, a senzu bean. As soon as the beans are eaten, they can hear Krillin and Yamcha fighting Salza just outside. While still in the cave, Vegeta shoots a blast out and it blows up Salza. The group runs out of the cave to find Krillin and Yamcha defeated. Before anything else can be said, the boss appears. Vegeta calls him Cooler. He talks about how he has come for revenge because he had killed his brother. He doesn't care much about his brother, but no one will disgrace his family. As Cooler rushes in for an attack, Vegeta pleads to Kakarot that he will need his help. That is why he is here. He is the only one that can help him take down this monster. The two start fighting. Goku tries to figure out what he should do. He doesn't really know Vegeta, nor knows his final intentions. But just after a few minutes, he finally jumps into the fray. Vegeta immediately notices Kakarot's high power and battle prowess. He even commends him and slowly backs off, allowing Kakarot to take the lead. Vegeta explains that he needs time to power up for his new form. As he powers up, Cooler begins to transform. He grows larger and with what looks like horns starts coming out of his head. Within no time, the creature is pummeling Goku. In order to try to keep up, he uses his Kaioken, but still it really isn't a match for the alien. Next, he fires a Kamehameha wave, but Cooler runs right through it and goes on the offensive. Finally, the warrior has Goku pinned down. None of the battles before this had prepared him for this toughest opponent yet. Before Cooler could do anything else, Vegeta's power level rises to an extreme. The Saiyan Prince begins to transform. His hair changes from black to golden yellow. He begins to tell Cooler that this new form is the form that he used to kill his brother. He is the great legendary Super Saiyan from the great myths of old. Vegeta says that he will be the one to take care of this menace. Cooler is not afraid of this form at all. In fact, as the two go at it, Cooler says that in their previous battle, he reached this form and it still wasn't enough. Vegeta gives Cooler a little lesson in Saiyan heritage on how if a Saiyan almost dies in battle, he comes back even stronger. As Vegeta is in mid-explanation, Cooler attacks. He knocks Vegeta to the ground. The Saiyan pleads with Goku, telling him that Cooler and his family wiped out their whole race. Goku asks if this is true. Cooler laughs while saying that it is and tells him that Goku's father led the rebellion. He goes on to say that he even watched Goku's pod fly off and thought about killing him. However, just like then, Goku still was not worth his time. Overflowing with new knowledge, he looks down at the pleading Saiyan. A new fury begins to rise in him. His aura turns yellow while his hair highlights become red. His hair begins to stand up, and in a blind rage, Goku rushes Cooler. Vegeta is shocked at this form. It's nothing that he's ever seen before, but he's able to determine that it still doesn't quite match his own. At first, the villain seems surprised as he's pushed back, but it quickly becomes apparent that it's still not enough. While Cooler is distracted, Vegeta powers up his signature attack, the Gallic Gun. He fires it, and it hits the villain, blowing him to smithereens. Vegeta turns to Goku and declares that Earth is now his. He will wipe out all the humans and use it to rebuild the Saiyan race. A hurt and exhausted Goku stares at the prince. This sudden betrayal and the threat to all the ones that he loves causes his fury to explode. His hair stands up and becomes golden, with his eyes changing color. Now, 2 Super Saiyans stand on the battlefield. Up in space, amid the stars, the few remains of Cooler can be seen floating around. In the distance is a large floating chunk of metal. His eye narrows and blinks. Well, guys, I hope you like this next part of the Dragon Ball movieverse. You can tell there are some massive changes. I had to figure out how we're going to get Vegeta into this story, because in Metacooler, Vegeta's there. And so I knew from the beginning that we were going to have to bring in Vegeta at some point. I could have brought him in with Turles, but I really thought that it'd be cool if Vegeta had already killed Frieza and that Cooler was simply chasing Vegeta down, trying to get his revenge. And so obviously made some big changes there. And now we have to really work into how he's going to have a relationship with Bulma, though he is still kind of evil. So we'll see how that plays out in the next one. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time.